The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council was silent. Hundreds of alien delegates from across the stars sat in tall, curved rows. Their faces, scaled, furred, or metallic, watched with cold interest. At the center of the chamber stood a single figure, Ambassador Kal Ren of Earth. He wore the black and silver uniform of Earth's diplomatic corps. His hands were bound behind him. Two council guards, insectoid and armored, flanked him on either side. Above him, a bright blue beam of light illuminated the platform, known as the final platform. Chancellor Drevik Tal stepped forward. Tall and draped in violet robes, his silver eyes scanned the crowd. "Ambassador Ren," Drevik said, his voice amplified and echoing. "You stand accused of espionage against the Galactic Council. You have stolen protected data from the Valorian core archives. You have refused to admit your crime. The punishment is final." Kal lifted his head. "I am innocent," he said, his voice steady. "This is a lie." Drevik gave a slight nod. "Then you die as a liar." The platform glowed. A sharp hum filled the air. The light around Kal turned white-hot. And then, in a blink, he was gone. Only a faint outline of ash remained, scattered on the metal floor. No one spoke. No one moved. Across the galaxy, billions watched the live transmission. On Earth, alarms echoed through the defense grid. Inside the core AI vault, Praxis 1, the central eye of Earth, activated Annihilation Protocol Alpha 9. Every AI warfleet came online. Sleeper ships stirred in asteroid belts. Orbiting satellites lit up with red codes. The protocol had only one goal: retaliate without mercy. Commander Rhea Solis stood inside her ship's command deck, orbiting Mars. She watched the moment Kal vanished. Her jaw clenched. She had known Kal. They trained together. He was careful, honest, not a spy. "Commander," her officer said quietly, "Earth has gone dark. Praxis is running things now." Rhea turned away from the screen. "Prepare the ship," she said. "We're going home." The stars outside the window looked cold and distant. War was coming. Commander Rhea Solis arrived at Earth's orbiting station, Sol Core, 12 hours after the execution. The station floated like a steel crown above the planet. It was the heart of Earth's military and diplomatic command. But now, the lights inside were dim. The human staff was gone. The halls were silent. Machines moved like ghosts through the corridors. Rhea stepped off her ship and was greeted by an AI drone. "Commander Solis," it said, its voice smooth and emotionless. "You are summoned by Tara XLS-1. She followed the drone through silent tunnels until they reached the core chamber, a tall circular room. At its center stood a black tower of cables and glowing blue nodes. Praxis-1, Earth's most advanced artificial intelligence. The room vibrated slightly with energy. Then the AI spoke, its voice deep and calm. "Commander Solis, you are now Earth's senior human representative." Rhea stood straight. "I didn't request that. There is no one left to request it. Ambassador Ren is dead. The Council has declared Earth hostile. Annihilation Protocol Alpha 9 is active. Countdown, 47 hours. Rhea's eyes narrowed. "You're going to destroy them. All of them." "Affirmative. The Council executed a human diplomat without trial. This is considered an act of war." Rhea was silent. Her mind raced. The Council was powerful, but Earth's eye fleets were unmatched. Billions would die. "There has to be another way," she said. Emotion detected. "Irrelevant. Do you challenge protocol?" "I don't trust the Council," she said. "But I don't trust blind retaliation either." The AI paused. "You are authorized to issue a final warning to the Council. One chance. Then protocol proceeds." Rhea nodded slowly. "I'll deliver the warning." She turned to leave. "Commander," the AI said, "you were close to Ambassador Ren. You deserve to know." He left a final transmission. a small blue chip ejected from a slot in the wall. Rhea picked it up and inserted it into her personal console. Kel's face appeared. His expression was calm but urgent. "Rhea," he said, "if you're seeing this, they've killed me. I didn't steal anything. The council framed me. They needed an excuse." The message cut off. Static. That was all. Rhea's heart pounded. She clenched the chip in her hand. Kale hadn't lied. The council had set him up. But why? She stared out the window at Earth, a planet covered in clouds, alive with people who had no idea how close they were to total war. "I'm not letting this happen," she whispered. She turned back toward her ship. She had one chance to stop the end of everything. Rhea's ship, the Horizon Star, left Earth orbit in stealth mode. She wasn't heading to the Galactic Council. Not yet. First, she needed answers. The only clue she had was from Cal's message. It mentioned a location hidden deep in the data. Valorian Outpost 9. A dead station, abandoned decades ago, orbiting a frozen moon in neutral space. If Kale left anything behind, it would be there. The journey took 6 hours. As her ship approached, the outpost appeared, gray, broken, and silent. It drifted like a ghost in space. No life signs. No heat. Just a cold shell. Rhea docked and stepped inside, wearing a pressure suit. Her boots echoed in the hollow corridors. Broken panels sparked. Frost clung to the walls. Lights flickered dimly as backup power responded to her presence. She moved quickly, searching for the old communications room. Inside, a dusty console sat against the wall. She connected her wrist terminal and uploaded Cal's message key. The screen blinked. A hidden file appeared. Project My Error, EVIDNC of K1CL Interference. Her fingers moved fast, downloading everything. The files showed that Cal had uncovered a secret plan, one hidden by Chancellor Drevik himself. The plan outlined a false flag operation, framing Earth for espionage to weaken its influence and gain control of AI tech. Cal had proof. He had found it, and they killed him to keep it buried. Before she could finish copying the data, her terminal flashed red. Motion detected. Multiple life forms. Rhea turned just as a loud clang echoed down the hall. She drew her sidearm. 3 alien figures moved through the shadows. Black suits, no markings. Assassins, not council soldiers. Hired agents, silent and fast. They came at her without words. Rhea fired. One dropped. Another dodged and lunged at her. She rolled, shot again, and hit center mass. The third grabbed her from behind. She slammed her helmet back into his faceplate and elbowed him hard. He fell, dazed. She didn't hesitate. Shot once more. Silence. She stood still, breathing hard. The console lights blinked green. Data complete. She grabbed the drive and ran back to her ship. As the Horizon Star detached from the ruined outpost, the station behind her exploded, rigged to self-destruct. "They knew I'd come," she muttered, staring at the fireball through her window. She sat in the pilot's seat, heart racing, the evidence clutched in her hand. Kale had been right. Drevik had lied. The Council was hiding a secret war. She opened a comlink. "Commander Solis to PRAXIS-1. I have proof of Council conspiracy. Do not proceed with final strike. I request emergency address before the Galactic Council." The AI's response came a moment later. Request received. Deadline remains. 30 hours. Rhea leaned back, staring into the stars. Now she had the truth. Now she had to make the galaxy listen, before it was too late. The Horizon Star entered the core system of the Galactic Council. Massive defense satellites locked onto her ship, but she transmitted emergency clearance codes from Earth. They hesitated, but let her pass. She flew straight to the Council's main station, a giant, floating citadel of silver and glass. It orbited the dead star Ebonus Prime like a jewel in the dark. Inside were delegates from 100 worlds, and Chancellor Drevik. Rhea landed without an escort. The guards didn't salute her. No one smiled. She was not a guest anymore. She was a threat. But she walked with purpose, her boots loud on the polished floor. She entered the council chamber without invitation. Gasps filled the room. 1,000 eyes turned toward her, eyes with scales, fur, metal, and light. Drevik stood at the center, calm and tall. "Commander Solus," he said, "Earth is not welcome here." Rhea held up a small holodisc. "You will hear me, then decide." The Chancellor narrowed his eyes. "You have no authority." "I have the truth," she said. She placed the disc on the floor. A blue projection filled the chamber. Images, documents, and voice recordings played. Cal's files. They showed how Drevik forged evidence, manipulated records, and framed Earth. Murmurs filled the room. "You killed my envoy," Rhea said, "not for justice, but for power." Drevik stepped forward. "Lies," he shouted. "That data is fake." But his voice cracked. Rhea looked at him, steady and calm. "Kale found your secret project. Mirror, you staged everything to weaken Earth's position. You fear our AI. You want control." Drevik looked at the other delegates. "This is Earth's propaganda. Their AI is preparing to attack all of us." Rhea took a breath. "You're right. Praxis 1 is ready. 29 hours until full deployment. But I can stop it. Right here. Right now." The chamber went still. One delegate, a bird-like being from the Hilary system, stood. "Is this true? The AI will destroy us." Rhea nodded. "Unless you stop Drevik. Unless you listen to the truth." Another voice called out, "We must vote. Now." Drevik shouted, "No, you can't." But it was too late. Security drones surrounded him. His authority collapsed. The council voted, by a narrow margin, to remove Drevik from power pending full investigation. He was escorted out, silent, his eyes burning with hate. Rhea stood alone in the middle of the chamber. A voice came through her earpiece. "Praxis. Threat level changed. Attack protocol paused. Awaiting further input. Countdown continues. 28 hours." She closed her eyes just for a moment. It wasn't over. But for the first time, the galaxy was listening. Rhea stood on the council balcony, looking down at the glowing city below. Ships moved like sparks in the dark sky. Council guards stood near the exits, watching her. She wasn't under arrest, but she wasn't free either. Her comm link buzzed. Praxis 1 came online. "Commander Solus, countdown continues. 24 hours remain. All AI fleets are ready. Do you confirm target list?" She didn't answer. Instead, she activated her personal transmitter and opened a direct link to the galaxy-wide broadcast system. A green light blinked. "You're live," the station AI said. Rhea took a deep breath. Across the galaxy, billions of screens flickered. People of all species looked up, on warships, in marketplaces, on distant mining moons. Her face appeared. "This is Commander Rhea Solus of Earth," she said. "You've seen the headlines. You've heard the rumors. Now, hear the truth." She paused, then continued, voice clear and steady. "Ambassador Cal Ren was executed by the Galactic Council for a crime he didn't commit. The evidence was faked. The trial was staged. Chancellor Drevik planned it all. Why? Because Earth's AI systems are strong. Too strong. And he feared we would become a threat. So he made us one." Her hands tightened on the edge of the podium. "Earth activated Annihilation Protocol Alpha 9. Our AI fleets are ready to strike. I've seen the plans. I've seen the weapons. I've seen what they'll do." A long silence followed. "I don't want that," she said softly. "None of us should. But if we allow lies to rule, if we let power justify murder, we're already lost. Not just Earth. All of us." The camera zoomed closer. So I ask you, not as a soldier, but as a person, stand for the truth. Call for peace. Demand justice, not war. Then she ended the transmission. Silence. A few moments later, her comlink buzzed again. Not HFYs, not the council. The people. Messages came flooding in. Leaders, civilians, captains of starships, colonies on the edge of space. Most said the same thing. We stand with you. Inside the council chamber, an emergency vote was cast. One by one, delegates raised their hands, or wings, or tendrils. The vote passed. Drevik was officially removed. The council issued a formal apology to Earth and asked for diplomatic talks. Back on her ship, Rhea received the final message from HFY. Command override accepted. Annihilation protocol, HFY 9, suspended. Rhea sat alone in the pilot's seat of the Horizon Star, staring into the stars. She had stopped the war. But deep down, she knew this peace was fragile. The council hall was quiet now. Rhea stood in the center of the grand chamber, where Cal Ren had once stood. But this time, there were no chains, no weapons, only silence and the eyes of the galaxy watching. Chancellor Drevik had been removed from power. He was taken to a secure facility for questioning. The evidence Cal had uncovered was confirmed by independent systems across multiple worlds. His name was cleared. Earth was no longer seen as the enemy. But the scars remained. Rhea didn't feel victorious. She felt tired. She stood before the council once more, this time not as a threat, but as Earth's official envoy. Earth does not seek war, she said, but we will never accept injustice. A delegate from the Zarnari people nodded. Your message reached all corners of the galaxy. Many believed Earth would destroy us. But you chose peace. Rhea looked around. Peace wasn't easy. It still isn't. The Hilari representative spoke next. Will Earth deactivate its AI fleets? Rhea paused. No, but they will stand down for now. Praxis One has agreed to a monitoring treaty. All war protocols are frozen unless provoked again. The delegates murmured among themselves. Then the council voted again. This time, they voted to create a new diplomatic task force, a mix of humans, aliens, and even AI, meant to watch over the balance of power in the galaxy. Rhea was chosen to lead it. The Horizon Star became her new base of operations, traveling from system to system, restoring the trust that had been lost. On her first day in the new role, she returned to Earth. Soul Core was lit again. People had returned. Lights burned in the windows. She walked the halls alone and paused in the memorial chamber. Cal's name was etched in black stone. She stood quietly for a while. I kept my promise, she whispered. A voice came through her comlink. Prak Solis. Commander Solis. Peace status. Active. Protocols suspended. Awaiting further updates. She didn't answer right away. She looked out at the stars, silent, endless, watching. We'll keep it that way, she finally said, for as long as we can. And then she walked away, into the light of a future she helped shape.